Welcome back, everybody, to Rob's MetalWorks. We are here on the Strip downtown to support one of our favorite bands, the long-standing black metal Slayers. Back in San Antonio. Brings a great pleasure to welcome my friend Sammy Duet from GOATWHORE back to the show. Sammy, how you doing, my man?
Good, man. But are we even black metal? I don't even know what we are anymore.
I said that because remember the Thrust song?
Oh, yes. I remember the black metal Slayers.
Yeah, black metal
Slayers.
Yes. We were jamming that song. And that was like, Rick was like, you should tell those dudes to cover this song. I said, I told them.
You never know what might happen.
I wish you would do it. It'd be perfect.
You never know.
It'd be your biggest hit. Nobody will ever know it was a cover song. Don't ever tell them.
I think you just told everybody.
Okay, Sammy, it's kind of a weird time to catch up because as we were talking off camera, it's been a couple of years since your last record, Angels Hung from the Arches of Heaven, came out in 2022.
Yep.
So I want to kind of start back a couple of years back. I remember at that time as well, it was kind of like a pinnacle year for the band, 25th anniversary for GOATWHORE in 2022.
Yep. Time flies, don't it?
How did you kind of feel kind of reaching that kind of milestone?
It just kind of, it makes you think of, it doesn't feel like it's been that long. You know what I'm saying? And I guess that's the point of longevity is as long as it doesn't feel like you've been along for how many ever years and it's been that long, that kind of helps the whole situation. But I mean, I just like, sit back and think, and like 25 fucking years I've been doing this shit.
Did y'all celebrate or have any kind of party or anything?
No.
Do a shot of Maker's Mark? Maybe.
It might have happened. Possibly.
Yeah. But I mean, I think in any band's career, 25 years is pretty fucking significant, especially for like a underground touring kind of working band like GOATWHORE. You see so many bands who are at underground bands who like they just kind of fade out or they just kind of disband or they can't keep it together. And I want to say this before we start talking about the record, still putting out amazing fucking extreme metal like you guys have been doing. I mean, it's really a great achievement from my point of view.
I mean, yeah, I suppose so. I don't really think of it like that. I just kind of do what I do and kind of just roll on, and hopefully I make it through the next day,
We were talking about kind of staying healthy and stuff and, still being able to be out here and working and doing our things. And Sammy's tip of the day, no soda, peeps.
Cut
no
off
soda.
Drink water and tea. The key to longevity in old age is cutting out sodas.
Cutting out soda.
Trust me on that one. I mean...
And moderation with booze.
That too. That helps.
Too.
That definitely is a big one as well. But
anyway,
now Coca-Cola and Pepsi are gonna hate me now, but that's okay because I hate them too.
They never sponsored you. Any lessons? Any tough lessons learned in that 25 years?
Oh man, too many to even talk about, and some that I probably don't want to talk about.
Exactly. Tell them because there's a lot of musicians who watch our show. Tell us just a couple, like maybe off the cuff.
I mean, you have to think that when you're in a band for that long, unless you're like moving members around like crazy, it's like a marriage. It's like basically me and Ben Falgo being married to each other for 25 years.
Man.
And some days you have your good days, and some days you have your bad days. And I will proudly admit, in those 25 years, Ben has only hit me in anger once.
God.
Ben has only hit me in anger once.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good ratio. The times that I've hung out with Ben, he's always like this jovial kind of happy, good guy. I can't imagine him being upset.
Well, I mean, 25 years together, you have a bad day, and then you just keep picking like we like to pick on each other, and he just wasn't having it, and then I had a little check to the rib,
And did you tell him, do you feel better? Did that help you feel better?
I don't know. It was pretty hard. I thought at the point,
God.
I was like, fucking, all right, I ain't fuck with you no more. It's cool. It's cool, man.
It's cool, dude. Okay? We'll play your song first. How do you kind of feel like, I don't know if you saw this or not. I know Liz from Earsplit liked it just to kind of promote today's show. I went deep into the Rob's Metalworks archive, and I pulled out some live footage that I shot of Goatwhore back in 2003.
Jesus Christ.
At the Back Room in Austin.
I used to love that place. That was one of my favorite places in Austin ever. I love that place. It's a shame that place shut down. Man.
They actually here.
I think it's emos now, but it's not the same.
No.
Like that place. The crazy thing about that place is like I used to play on there all the time. That was when I was in Crowbar as well.
Yeah.
So between Crowbar and Goatwhore, I'd be hitting that bitch like every couple of months.
Yeah.
And there were these two bartenders that worked there that were twins.
Oh, wow.
And they were big fans, and like every time I walked in there, I didn't have to pay for shit.
Good, yeah.
Yeah. That place was great, though. The back room was awesome. But anyway, sorry about that.
Yeah, so believe it or not, they actually, some guy in Austin's recently did a documentary about the back room and like the history of the back room, and I think it's going to be in some indie film festivals and here in Texas. But so I pulled that out, and I'm like watching it. That's 21 years ago. And I shot that video myself, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, the band, especially like Ben's singing and you're playing, is so much different now, because you obviously you grow within that time. So how do you kind of feel the band has progressed since? And you guys were supporting Dirge of the Rotting Sun at that time. Yeah. So how do you feel you've progressed since that time musically?
I mean, the only way I can really explain it is that we were very focused on one thing back then. And over the years, of course, you get older, you get smarter, you get more skilled, and your focus shifts.
Yeah.
So I suppose the shift of focus actually was a beneficial thing to us. I mean, that's the only way I can really explain the change from back then to the way it is now. I mean, to me, honestly, I mean, people hear things differently than each other, and I still kind of hear the similarities in the music from back then to the new music,
Yeah.
A lot,
Well, I mean, obviously, you guys have your trademark sound. It's always been the trademark sound, but let me ask you this question, and forgive me if I'm wrong, but was Dirge the last record that Ben kind of did, like, clean vocal?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because after that record, there was no more clean vocal.
No, he kind of... Well, as far as the clean vocals go, it has to be the right part.
Right.
And, like, with those... For the first two records, there were so many, like, weird kind of parts that kind of called for the clean vocal stuff.
Yeah.
To where after that, I found that we got more violent and volatile to where there's no real space for it,
Right.
Everything's like pedal to the metal nowadays. It just, not so much of the more experimental stuff, I would say,
But people have also, like, critics who, of course, are listening to your new stuff are saying, like, Sammy's playing, his solos are, like, so good now. Like, it's like you guys established the trademark of Goatwhore with Dirge, and then kind of after that just kind of made it better and kind of streamlined it into more of what you guys are today.
Yeah, I just got sick of not doing guitar solos. Because, I mean, the first three records, there's no guitar solos on them at all. Like, none. There's not a one. And I just got bored and, like, I just learned
Let me throw it out there.
I learned how to fucking play guitar finally.
Yeah. But all your records have been good. Like, Vengeful Accession was great. And this record, I think, is your best record. I feel that as a fan. And, I've been consuming it now for a while, and I'm like, man, this is just so good, And when I think about what you guys have done that are you're so consistent in what you're doing, to me, it's like, it's no wonder you guys have lasted so long and continue to have a strong fan base and continue to be able to tour and be a viable, feasible band. Out in the market.
I mean, you just have to be smart about stuff like that, It's not like we get in a fucking humongous tour bus with a fucking 17-person crew,
Right.
It's basically 6 of us in a van, And that way I get to go home and pay my bills,
Right.
Instead of living like a rock star, I live like a homeless person. But when I get home, I got money.
You're okay. You're okay. That's a great way to put it, because I don't think a lot of fans kind of realize that, you gotta you know,
You got to spend wisely.
spend wisely.
Spend wisely.
Right.
That's another tip for you.
Yeah.
Cut out sodas and spend wisely.
So the chicks at the back room were a great asset in that endeavor. The chicks at the back room who gave you free drinks all night.
It was two dudes.
Oh, two dudes.
It was two guys. They weren't
Okay.
two chicks.
Oh, okay. Two dudes.
I wouldn't be that lucky.
Okay. I thought it was two chicks.
No, it was two guys.
Oh, two guys. They
like
were
I
fans.
said,
Big fans.
They were cool, yeah.
2022 saw the release of Angels Hung from the Arches of Heaven. And we've kind of alluded to that record already. Your 8th official release, full-length release.
Yes.
That in it of itself is a great thing. It seems like that record to me, though, had like all these different versions of Goatwhore in it. It just wasn't fast. It just wasn't, mid-tempo. It kind of had a little bit of everything for everybody. And that's what I really love about it. Was that kind of intentional, or did it just happen like that?
That's just what I could tell you some crazy stories about that record when I was writing it.
Tell me.
To where, I wasn't really thinking a whole lot because that's all. It was during COVID, so that's all I had to do was write. You know what I'm saying? And of course, with COVID came along a lot of thoughts, negative thoughts. Nobody knew what tomorrow was going to hold.
Did you have close friends who passed away from COVID?
A couple, not many.
Yeah.
2 or 3.
Yeah.
But it was a dark time for everybody.
Yeah.
A lot of time to think about things, and I think that had to do with a lot of my writing during that time. And actually, there's a song on there that I never meant to write for Goatwhore.
Oh no, which one is it?
What is it?
Bestowal of Abomination.
No. It was I was born from the wound of perdition.
Oh, okay.
And I wrote that song for a different project. It never came to light. And then the Goatwhore guys heard it, and they're like, "We're taking that song. I don't give a shit what you say. That's a good song." We're keeping it."
Yeah. Okay. But great. So there was obviously some kind of disparity happening on that motivated the writing.
There's a lot of darkness in that record.
Yeah.
A lot of very dark vibes on that record.
So obviously COVID was the reason that it took 5 years for this record to come out from Ascension.
Because we were ready in 2019 to go into the studio. Like we were ready to book the time to go in 2019, and then we all saw what happened. So we had to wait 2 more years for a studio to open up that we could get in.
Yeah.
So, but it's kind of a blessing in disguise because I had more time to write.
Right.
And actually fine-tune the songs more.
Right.
Than I normally would have time to do, Yeah, it was, it worked out.
Yeah. Also, very great sounding record on my stereo.
Oh, yes, it's very monstrous.
Very fucking monstrous.
That was our goal from day one, to make sure that this record sounded fucking enormous.
So you guys had Jared Pritchard come in and do the producing on this record?
Jared Pritchard did the engineering, and we had Kirk Ballou do the production and mixing.
Was that the first time you worked with those guys?
Yeah, no, we worked with Jared before on, oh goodness gracious, Vengeful Ascension. We worked with Jared.
Okay.
Jared did the engineering on that one.
Yeah.
And they did the engineering on Angels.
Yeah.
But it was 2 different guys that did the mixing and production.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, sounds fucking great. And is Jared still doing sound for you guys?
Jared actually has a very busy studio right now.
Okay, good.
So he can't really come out on the road anymore because he's so busy with his studio.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, Mr. Pritchard is not with us on the trips anymore, unless it's a special occasion where we could pay him a fuckload of money to get his ass out the studio.
Hey, we don't want to do that.
We don't want to do that.
We don't want to do that.
But if we have to do that, we're going to have to do it. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Also, I think, just real quick for diehard fans, I think we have to just quickly note that also this was the first time, even though Rob Coleman has been your live bass player, this record too was the first record that he played on.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, it's the first record he played on. Yeah.
How was that? Was that an improvement for you, or?
Yeah, of course, man. I mean, Rob's great, man. He's awesome.
Yeah. and your previous bass player, James Harvey, the last record he did was Ascension.
Yes.
And then I kind of heard he passed away.
Yes, unfortunately, he passed away earlier this year.
Oh, man. Yeah. Were you able to kind of see him during that dark time? Or no?
Well, it wasn't, he was in perfect health. The night that he died, he was in the jacuzzi with his kids having a great old time, and he died in his sleep. It was apparently a blood clot.
That traveled to his heart?
Yeah. And he died.
Man.
Fortunately, he died in his sleep and didn't suffer. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But it was like that, which was crazy. And he was young. He was like fucking 28 years old.
Jesus Christ.
No, wait, he wasn't that. He was maybe in his early 30s.
Still, bro.
But yeah, it's a sad thing. And I got to see him luckily, I got to see him 2 weeks before it happened.
Wow.
So that was cool. I got to spend some time with him, and we had a good time and shit. But it just came out of nowhere, man.
Isn't that crazy? That's kind of crazy. It makes you... I always like when I post sometimes on my personal page, I always put #relish in life, man, because you never fucking know, bro.
Yeah.
Crazy shit happens in our world now, right?
He had no idea. He had no health problems whatsoever, and boom.
That's the same shit that Zakk Wylde had.
Yes.
Blood clots, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. You guys did a few videos for this record, and I really love the videos. You guys have always done videos for your releases, but I thought the videos for this record were really cool. You guys are of course performing, but I thought the production of the videos was top notch, man.
Oh yeah, we work with a great guy called Dave Brodsky from My Good Eye Productions. And his stuff is just amazing. He gets it, We work very well together.
Yeah.
And I think he's done every one of our videos except the first one, which is Blood Guilt Eucharist off of Funeral Dirge for the Rotting Sun. So everything after that, we've done all the videos with Dave Brodsky, and he always does a great job.
So as you guys have gotten better, he's gotten better too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing, and to have long-lasting relationships with that. On the back end with people who can say, yeah, man, let's do this.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
then it's also economical, too.
Yeah.
Because he's hooking it up.
Yeah, exactly.
As tech has gotten better, too.
Oh, yes.
Technology is so much better. Obviously you feel the videos are an important medium still?
Oh, yes. I had some ideas for some videos for this record that got rejected.
Shit can.
And,
Sammy, we can't do that, bro.
That's exactly.
You can't sacrifice chickens on the video.
It was a little bit more extreme than that, but I wanted to do a video that would fucking totally get banned everywhere. Because I think if the video get banned, that just makes people want to see it more.
Right. Like Danzig, that's Danzig old days.
But the ideas that I had for the video were pretty harsh. Let's just put it that way. Pretty dark and harsh, and a lot of people would have been really upset. Let's just put it that way.
And you're like, dude, it's not going to cost us a lot of money to do this.
Yeah. Well, it might have.
I got a chick who wants to do it.
I'll tell you about the idea off camera because it's pretty bad.
We're gonna do another Maker's Mark, and then you tell me.
Yeah, but it's pretty. You're gonna look at me like I'm crazy and be like,
"Oh, I already know you're crazy, man.
Well,
I already know you're crazy."
You're gonna think I'm gonna be crazy after this conversation. You're like, how the fuck did you think of that? And be like, that's all I think about.
You guys have been with Metal Blade Records for a long time. I think since 2006. And Metal Blade, still a very reputable label to this day from the 80s. You've been with them since 2006's A Haunting Curse. What's made the relationship endure that long with that label?
They do a good job.
Yeah.
Good
peeps.
They're great peeps. Never had a problem. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
And you know what? I had an interview with Joey Vera from Armored Saint not too long ago. And I know his wife's part of that label, right? She runs that label, right?
Yes, basically.
Yeah, and now Brian's just off in the sunset and shit.
Yeah, Brian's taking a much-needed vacation. Yeah. He deserves it.
He deserves it. But one of the things that came up in that conversation was those peeps are fans too.
Yeah.
they're fucking fans. They're just,
yeah.
it's a business, but they're fucking fans.
I mean, that helps a lot,
Yeah.
With being then rather than looking for a product, they're looking for a good band.
Yeah.
They're not looking for something that does a quick sell and bye-bye and make a quick buck and get the fuck. They're looking for longevity. Like you said, as fans, they're looking for great bands.
Right, yeah. And that makes for good business relationships, too.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Trust is a hard commodity to come by these days.
Yes, it is.
It is, especially in the music industry, I would say.
Oh, yes. There's a lot of, I'll just say it like this, and I'm not pointing at any certain person, but they're all snakes.
Of course.
And the trick is to find the smallest snake of them all. And I'm not pointing at Metal Blade or anybody in specific. I'm just saying in general.
Right.
Their snakes are everywhere.
I know, man. I know. People are conniving and deceiving, even within our little San Antonio metal scene,
Oh, yeah.
But, just got to continue to roll and have a good heart, good mantra, good karma, and just
you gotta
do your
know,
thing.
and you got to know how to kill a snake too.
Oh, man. I don't know. I'm not that good at that, but...
I'll got you back, man. I'll come over and kill all the snakes for you.
You're on tour now. The tour just started, as we were talking about off camera. The Venomous Evocation tour is going to run till the end of September.
7.5 weeks.
Jesus, Ace Christ. I'm going to be thinking about you next month. At the end of the month, I'm like, God, these guys are still on the road.
It'll fly by.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. With this, with this group of bands, everybody's pretty fucking cool with each other. So when it's like that and there's no problems, the shit just flies by like it was gone. Yes, like I'll be home by the end of the tour. Like, God damn, that was it.
Yeah,
it's over already.
Yeah. You like being on the road?
I love it, man. This is what I live for.
But yeah, you love being on the road.
Yes, I do.
Good. So you're gonna be in Texas for the next 4 days.
I'm gonna be in Texas for the next 4 fucking months.
What?
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I mean, Texas is so great. Texas loves GOATWHORE.
Yeah.
Texas loves GOATWHORE. You know that.
Yeah, we always have a good time here.
Oh man, San Antonio, Corpus. You were at Corpus last night.
Yes.
How did that go?
That was all right. That wasn't too shabby.
Corpus is all right.
That was okay. Corpus showed up last night. It was all right.
Corpus has an all right metal scene. Austin's gonna be sick.
Austin. We're not doing Austin. We're doing Dallas tomorrow.
Okay, Dallas will be sick.
We just did Austin not too long ago.
And Houston?
Houston we did not too long ago either.
Yeah,
so
okay.
We're just doing we did Corpus, San Antonio, Dallas, then El Paso.
El Paso. I love El Paso.
El Paso's a wild place, man.
I love El
Paso's
Paso.
a wild place,
They
man.
think that because they're all over there by themselves, they can do crazy shit.
Yes, they do, and they do crazy
shit. Hopefully, some of my buddies in the Pissing Raiders will go hang with you.
Oh yeah, a couple of those guys normally show up every time.
Yeah, don't drink with those guys, man.
Oh, I have.
Oh,
I've dragged them under the table.
Oh, really?
Man. Yeah.
Yeah, they call it liver boxing.
Oh yes, I know.
Oh yeah, I can't do it with that.
I've been knowing those cats for a long time.
Eddie fucking always gets me fucked up.
That's what Eddie does, dude.
I know, dude. I know. One time we were in Austin, and some fan had brought them like bottles or flasks of fucking moonshine. Moonshine, like different flavors of moonshine.
Yeah, man.
And we were there to interview him, and he's like, "Oh, you got to drink some of this moonshine with me." I'm like, "What?" So I remember Rick, and I fucking was drinking like a little bit, and they had one moonshine that had like those little candies, the Fireball candies in it.
It's fucking awesome. I love that shit. Somebody was in Tennessee for Zach Simmons, our drummer's birthday one year, and same scenario happened. A fan came out, brought him some moonshine for his birthday, but it was this moonshine that had blueberries in it.
Oh, God.
So the blueberries are like, just soaking in the moonshine. But the scary part about this moonshine was it was so delicious that you could just drink it. But when it hit you,
you're done.
It fucking hit you, dude. But it was so good that you couldn't stop drinking it, but it would just fucking nail your ass to the fucking wall,
I hate shit that sneaks up on you. You're like, you're all fine. Then the next second, you're like,
what
you're
the
dead.
fuck? Yep, exactly.
That happened to me the other night. I was telling Rick. What can fans expect from the shows, upcoming shows on this tour? Will you guys be playing like a wide variety of the discography, or
Oh yeah, yeah. A little bit of everything. A lot off the new record,
good?
but a little bit of everything.
Please tell me you're going to be playing "Bestowal of Abomination."
Maybe.
I love
I'm
that.
not gonna
I love that song.
I'm not gonna spoil the
I
surprise
love
for
that
you.
song. How did you come up with that little?
Thinking about the devil.
That was cool.
Thinking about the devil. That's how I came up with it.
Oh man, I love that riff or that melody, that guitar melody in that track. I'm like, what the fuck? When I first heard it, I was like, oh my god, this is so fucking cool. But I know why you named the record Angels, because that song, man, is the bomb, bro. That song is like, to me, that song like encompasses everything that is fucking Goatwhore. And I didn't say this earlier, I was remiss. This is your longest record of the whole discography.
Yes.
Right? Like all the songs are like, most of the songs are like over 4 minutes.
Yeah,
Great. I love it.
Time for a little bit of a change,
I love it. I want you guys to write an 8-minute song.
You never know what might happen.
I want to see it.
You never know.
So after this tour's over at the end of September, are you guys done for the rest of the year, or any other plans?
No, we're going to go home from this, and we go home for October, November. Then we go to the UK for 3 weeks with I Hate God in December. So that ought to
Jimmy
be fun.
Bauer.
Oh, yeah.
Your buddy Jimmy Bauer.
My next door neighbor, Jimmy Bauer.
That's going to be mayhem.
Oh, yeah. We just got back from Australia.
No.
We just got back from Australia with them, and it was great.
I saw some pictures of him recently. He looks good.
Yeah,
like,
he's
okay.
Yeah, he quit drinking and smoking so much, and he's
good
doing
for him.
good. Yeah.
Good for him. That's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
So what about 2025?
2025, not sure just yet. There's some other things that are possibly in the works that I can't talk about, involving some other things that I can't talk about. And I've already probably said too much.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm going to shut up right now.
Okay. So 2025, but you're obviously going to continue to stay busy.
Oh, yeah. We're going to try to get into the studio by the end of next year.
That was my next question.
Yeah.
So are you already doing some roughs and stuff?
Oh, yeah. We got a bunch of demos for a bunch of songs.
Oh, man.
So we're just picking and choosing right now.
When would you like a new Goatwhore record to come out? When would you like it to? Not that it will, but when would you like it to?
Probably next year sometime. I would like it to come
in 2025.
out. Yeah, at the end of 2025.
Yeah.
If I lived in a perfect world and say this is when I want this record to come out, I would like to do it at the end of 2025.
Well, it's usually, I mean, if you look at the history of your releases, it's usually about, before the pandemic, it was just about 3 years.
Yeah.
About 3 years.
So, yeah, why break a classic cycle, right?
Hey, it is what it is, and I think fans are kind of yearning for a new record too.
Oh yeah, it's coming. Trust me.
All right.
It's pretty much almost. The writing is almost completely done. I think we may be 2 songs shy of being finished. What
is it about? And just real quick, tell me about your feelings on, because in the age that we live in, obviously, Sammy, it's transgressed since the early 2000s, how fans consume music, how they buy music, and a lot of bands that said, "Oh, we're gonna release an EP, or we'll give them a little taste here just to keep our name out in the market," versus doing a full length. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I could do either or. I'd like to put out an EP every now and then, but it just in the long run, it's better to just do a long record. You know what I'm saying? Rather than putting out a bunch of short records, then a long record.
Right.
It's almost like you're adding a bigger workload to yourself by doing that.
Does Metal Blade care about that? Do they tell you, you guys got to put something out? Or?
No. They're just like, whenever y'all are ready.
Oh, okay, cool.
Whenever you guys are ready, send us the songs and let us know that we just want to hear them and make sure they don't suck, and we'll move forward from there.
Awesome. Sammy, as we get near the end of this interview, sir, I just want to ask you a question. And I have this question in my notes here, and I wasn't going to ask it if somebody else was joining us tonight, but I also have to bring up the fact that, people know about your history with Goatwhore. You started Goatwhore. You were with Crowbar for a bit. but originally your band was Acid Bath, and the Acid Bath record, When the Kite Strings Pop, hit its 30th anniversary not too long ago.
A couple of days ago.
Yeah. How do you feel about that? The fact that record still, people still talk about that record, people still jam that record, it's still like a relevant record.
That's the most surprising thing to me for the whole thing. 30 years normally, for obscure as that band was, for that record to still be relevant 30 years later is pretty, good job, Sammy.
Good job. Really, I would say that the relevancy of that record really kind of started your career.
Yeah, but what's crazy is like when that record came out, nobody cared. It's not until we broke up that the band took off. Is that fucking crazy?
You're like, God damn it!
I'm dead serious, man.
Wow.
Like while we were together, like going on tour, we'd be playing in front of maybe between 5 and 15 people a night. Nobody got it.
Nobody got it. Yeah.
Then after we broke up, all of a sudden, now there's a humongous fan base for it, which is fucking crazy.
I always remember the artwork, the Wayne Gacy artwork.
Oh yeah.
Do you ever watch the documentaries that they do on that motherfucker? Yeah, I've seen them all. I love them all.
He's insane.
He's
that's
crazy.
That's the point.
That's crazy.
It kind of fit that band,
Yeah. So for all you young peeps out there, look it up. It's on YouTube. Acid Bass, When the Kite Strings Pop. Came out in 1994. I was jamming out to it today. I was like, man, this is such a fucking great record. Do you still do you still talk to any of those dudes in the band?
Oh yeah.
Really? They're still around?
Oh yeah.
They're kind of like friends, or just acquaintances. You kind of see them.
Yeah. We're all still friends.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, of course.
Good.
Yeah.
How's New Orleans doing? How's the New Orleans scene?
Hot as hell.
Really?
Yeah, but the scene's fine. It's great.
Yeah, the scene.
It's all good, man.
Yeah. I always kind of like rave about the cloth of metal in San Antonio, because we have all these young bands that are coming up. Many of these bands that I support and interview on our show. But, I always kind of wonder about other scenes. Like, is it the same in other scenes? Like, you have the veterans like, you guys and Crowbar and everybody in New Orleans, but are there young bands coming up, popping up?
We have a band on tour with us right now from New Orleans.
Oh, really? Who?
A band, Orlean.
We're going to check them out.
Yeah, they just got done playing.
My God, I missed it.
Yep, they were just started out, and I was walking my way over here.
I'll go see their merch. I'll pick up their record.
Yeah, pick it up. They're great stuff.
All right.
Young cats doing it the right way, man.
All right. Do they come up to you and say, hey, fucking Papa Duet, help us out? Give us some tips.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's good, man. That's good. You're, I remember. I'm gonna say something. I remember the first time I met you. I think it was at the back room in Austin, and I had some 8x10s. I said, Sammy, some 8x10s. And you were like all pissed off. You're like, Rob, don't be a fanboy. You told me that.
Yeah, no, I remember.
I'll never forget that.
I was in a bad mood that day, man. Everybody has a good days and bad days.
That's why I don't bring pictures for you to sign, because you're gonna tell me the same shit.
Probably I would.
But I'm still a fan. I'm still your fan. Sammy, before we end out, anything I missed, anything you want to talk about, anything that you want to share with the people out there around the world who will watch this interview?
Not really. I think we covered a lot
of ground. We covered a lot of ground.
Covered a lot of ground on this.
I just want to say before we end out, I'm so happy that, first of all, you took the opportunity to do this with us. We're longtime supporters and fans of your work. And I'm also very happy that, you're healthy. You look great. You're in good.
You're making me blush.
No. Seriously, man. Because people at our age and tenure, I've seen so many of my friends and people that I know kind of fall by the wayside because, they don't fucking snap out of their shit, and they run themselves into the ground, bro.
Yeah, it happens, unfortunately, to more often than not. You know?
And we are at a point in our lives where, things can happen. Things can happen. And then, things out of the blue can fucking happen. And then, on top of all of that, we live in a pretty unpredictable fucking world.
That's true. Yeah.
So I'm glad that we're able to do this interview again.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir, so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. You fucking roll, and I want to do it again in the future when the new record comes out. So hopefully we'll be able to reconnect in 2026.
Absolutely.
All right. Remember, everyone out there, the latest record from GOATWHORE is called Angels Hung from the Arches of Heaven. If you have not jammed this record yet, be sure to go look for it. Right now, after you watch this interview, you saw Sammy Duet of GOATWHORE only right here on Rob's MetalWorks.